4:06 today. We're calling the meeting of the San Rafael Fire Commission to order. The date is Wednesday, December 10th, 2025, and it's 4 p.m., a little after 4 p.m., and we're at the Public Safety Center. At this point, we are going to address open time for public expression. Roll call. So, Mr. Chung?
Present.
Commissioner Burford? I'm here. Commissioner McCusker?
Here.
And Commissioner Johnson is here. Absent is, do I say absent or
Yeah, you can state who's absent.
Brian Waterbury and,
Chief Waterbury is
State
absent.
Waterbury.
and Commissioner Buckles ready.
Right.
Open time for public expression. The public is welcome to address the Fire Commission at this time on matters not on the agenda that are within its jurisdiction. Please be advised that pursuant to Government Code Section 54954.2, Fire Commission is not permitted to discuss or take action on any matter not on the agenda unless it determines that an emergency exists or that there is a need to take immediate action which arose following posting of the agenda. Comments may be no longer than 2 minutes and should be respectful to the community. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Hey,
Okay, my name is Victoria DeWitt, and I submitted, some documents for my, concern. And so I'm concerned about the, Public Works project at Second and Fourth Street intersection. And, they propose to close off Mark Bard just to emergency vehicles and not permit regular traffic to go. So they're having to come up with some kind of barriers to prevent the regular traffic, but still allow emergency vehicles. So our concern is that it's going to further delay emergency response time, which is already more, longer than it should be for this area. So I just wanted to bring this to the commission's attention. I understand that we can't discuss it because it's not on the agenda. I would like if you would consider putting it on the agenda, maybe for next time, because it will come before the city council for approval. And we're very concerned about response time, not only for fire, but for ambulances and things like that. Where time can make a big difference. Anyway. That's about it.
You did provide all the materials.
Yeah, and we emailed, I think it may be sent to us to all.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping. Yeah, great. Okay, so yeah, you can read through that. The former fire chief, Bob Marcucci, wrote a letter about his experience with our neighborhood because he was fire chief for a long time, and I knew him from way back. So he was very familiar with the neighborhood. He wrote a 2-page letters based on his experience. So thank you. I appreciate your.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you, Victoria.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Oh, great. Sure, please.
Yeah, I'll let you know. Thank you.
That takes us to approval of the minutes. Has everybody had a chance to take a look at the minutes that were sent out by Thomas?
Yes.
Are there any questions or changes or? Ian? No?
No.
No recommendation, to make an amended action, amendments, or, so should we, do I have
Yeah,
somebody?
motion to approve. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Minutes have been approved. Commission business and discussion. Station holiday recognition.
This holiday recommendation was tabled from our last. Since then, we were able to get approval of Captain Murphy to discuss this outside the commission meeting by the city clerk. Is that correct?
Yes, because the topic is not something that's being voted on. If you discuss that side.
Yeah. So essentially, Chief Roman is sponsoring a luncheon for all 3 shifts. And it's going to basically at 52 for 3 consecutive work days to cover all the shifts. Would take place next week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, from 11:30 till approximately 13:30. The crews will be coming by at various times. So we're helping Chief Roman host them, because he's gonna be really cooking and will assist in funds, which is voluntary from each commissioner and voluntary from each member of the fire foundation. But they can give me whatever, however cost we want food, and Danielle and I go around the help Chief cook. That's his holiday cheer to my percent.
Okay. I'm all in, as you and I discussed.
Yeah. So I talked to each of you, so we got it all figured out, so we were good, so consider that. I don't, they're close.
Okay. Are you gonna be able to make it to this event? No. Stan?
I'm trying to make it on Monday or Friday, I'm not doing it.
Are your chefs apron?
It's gonna rain too.
Oh, good, great. That adds
Fun,
to,
that's
that adds
right.
to the fun. Fantastic. That brings us to, city council commissioner assignments. How do we want to do that? Do you want to rotate or do you
Yes.
want to remain the same as last year?
No, we need to rotate.
I would say that the table, this item, well,
Why?
should we have both? Should we have all commissioners present, or are you gonna assign those who are?
We can assign those who aren't here, or they can pick who's left.
Very good.
Yeah,
Keep moving forward, right, Don?
yeah.
Okay.
So I would
You
like,
have ideas on it?
yes, should I say who I'd like to work with?
Can I throw a question in?
Maybe.
Okay. Are we necessarily bound to interview the same people who were in the first group?
What do you mean?
No, she wants to rotate.
I know, I mean, I know, well, so let's say we have 5 commissioners, we have 5 people in city government that we talk to, gonna be the same 5 people,
Yes,
why is that? I mean, the mayor and the city manager, that makes sense.
and the current city council members. There's one that's up for election,
Okay,
so
so I
we're
don't want to step outside and to any other departments.
You can if you
all right.
want.
Okay.
You're free to talk to whoever you'd like to. Got somebody in mind?
No, yes and no, but it's,
The more people we communicate with on behalf of the department, the better it is.
sure. As an example, but I'm not suggesting this happens, but it does, I'd be the one, I'd be happy to be the one to do it. The fire department works closely with the building department. Because we do inspections of properties in their construction stage, or stages of their existence. With properties and residential business. So would it make sense for somebody to conduct an interview with the head of the building department and discuss the interchange with the fire department and how that works?
Maybe that's an idea where we invite them to come to the commission and talk to us.
Yeah.
If I was to suggest we should do the first wave of those that we designate as departments, will have already established. Right, mayor.
Yeah, fine.
And
Yeah, no, it's fine.
And then maybe
yeah,
have a second wave.
bring him into the meeting is fine as too. That's fine.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
It is a good idea.
Good
Because
idea.
the fire department and the building department become
Yeah.
so close together.
Right.
Thinking about Hong Kong.
Wow.
Oh.
That might be too soon. So, okay, so do you want to, meet the same 2 people that we did last year and we could rotate? We qualify for rotation that way?
Yeah, you talk to the city manager, I'll
Yeah.
talk to the mayor. That would be fine if you wanted to do that way, but that doesn't hit Donna's target, I don't think.
Really?
Yeah, no, it does. You
Does
know,
it?
yeah.
Yeah, oh, that's
You
fine.
did really well last
All
time.
right,
Really well.
fine.
Yeah,
Sure,
we're banking on you.
yeah, I'm, hey, happy to make Mr.
And who do you want? Ms. McCusker?
Rachel Kurtz, who is also my district. Please.
Whoever you'd like me to speak, I have to go.
Okay, so how about if we wait,
Well,
David to kind of, or unless you know, you want
I
to
was
assign
just gonna
something?
say, we've got a city council person who's up, there's gonna be a position that opens up, so that's an unknown to the out. Or do we know what the outcome of that was?
Do you know?
No, the election has not been held yet. Will be held till the 2,
Is there an election coming up?
4/26, November 4/26.
Yeah, so what was, we don't know the outcome?
No, we didn't have an election in 2025. It's next year.
Okay, okay.
So-
What did I miss? Is
I would
that-
advise you continue to meet with, Councilmember Bushy.
Bushy, okay.
Council, is the council full? There's no empty spots, so it's
Yes,
full.
So she doesn't step down till next November.
after November, because the election happens in August.
Yeah, she was left with the impression it was this November, sorry.
Another 13 months, right?
Yeah,
You talked to her last year?
yes.
I'll let you assign me to.
All right, well, I'm gonna wait for David.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yep.
Because this is his baby and it was
Yes.
a great idea.
Yes.
I'll let him step on it. So, but Stan and I are gonna rotate. And then here's the big one, and I know that David probably has thoughts about, well, I guess I'm gonna be the chair of the goals, right, for 2026.
So goals, we should talk to, that's gonna be fact finding next. Like we should talk to Chief Brumman and other chiefs. I think we should, I added it to the agenda, just that it's there so that we should start thinking about what we should compile in that list. Basically make a list, use that as talking points as we go out to our. Need something, we'll send people.
How do you want to do that? You want to individually create a list, like I have my thoughts and give.
I think what we should do is, because Chief Brown is not here, but I'll see him next week. We can start from there
See him.
and, you're going to be.
Hey,
guys, sorry,
Hey,
And
no apology needed.
bad traffic day.
find out what his priorities are for the year. But we should be also talking to like Wildland and
that's what I was thinking, yeah.
that problem. They're gonna be, Thomas, when is that wildland bond, going
The
to?
emergency expires in 2030, but it may go on that.
So we should figure out the status of that. What are the goals for that, because it has a 10-year expiration. Like. And so we still have time, but, and then the other things that we think that are. To. Also be. City managers, that we're all on the same page. It's all gonna be about. Making sure that we have funding, adequate funding. But basically, it's. Finding out what the priority needs are for the department. And that could be speaking to. Like Captain Alvarez, who I talked about, his. Training wish list, talking to Captain Berkey about it. And all the various captains, see what their priorities are, or what's on their wish list, and see what, if there's anything we can do. to Move any of that. We might not be able to, but at least. We can try.
So I would like to say that I think it's very important to continue in 2026 with David's theme of interfacing with city government on a regular basis to continue to promote the Santa Fe Fire Department as an important and critical part of our city. The more we educate them to the importance of the department, it's better, it's a win for everyone. So I love that you started that this year, and I really want to see us keep down that path.
Yeah, I think the chief has some asked of us to be present at
Yes,
council meetings.
Yes.
I think even sometimes some of the commission meetings or other meetings that happen outside of council meetings to show our support. So it can be more than just a once a year
Yep.
engagement with council members. It can be throughout the year.
You want to see something?
Yeah, you want to flip?
Oh, that's all right. No.
It's up to him.
Again, I'm so sorry I'm late to you guys. No.
No, I held off some of this, so, well, I'm gonna backtrack a little bit, right?
Okay.
Because what the previous discussion, you have your agenda?
I do, yeah.
So, we were just discussing, what we wanted to do, our goals for next year, for 2026, right? And, but before that, we were talking about the city council assignments,
Okay,
right? Stan and I are gonna go back with the same team that we met with, well, actually, Donna said, hey, listen, I think it's very important to rotate,
Mhm.
change.
Yeah.
Stan and I had a very good, and there was a great outcome as a result of the meeting that we had with them, so he's going to meet with the mayor, and I'm gonna meet with the city manager, so same
Okay.
group, but just different times, right?
okay, so I'll make a note of those, so Stan with. Mayor.
I could send it to you, I mean, no, it's not.
Okay.
But it came down to, so, and then Donna wants to meet with Rachel Kurtz.
Okay,
And so then it was down to, John's gonna do it, Brian's gonna do it, and you're gonna do it. And I said, listen, let's hold off on that until David's here, because this is your baby and you may have some thoughts on it.
yeah, I mean, I totally agree with rotating it. I think that makes a lot of sense. I think since there are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 members of the council, that's 6 of us, so we also added the city manager.
Yeah.
Christina Lilovich, I believe, as one more person that we can develop a relationship with. So, yeah, I think as long as we just rotate it, that,
Is there anybody in
Makes sense.
particular do you want to assign people now, or is there somebody that you particularly want to meet with?
no, it doesn't really matter for me, so maybe we just go through each of the members, so you didn't already make the assignments in the previous?
Just in that Rachel is I'm sorry, Donna's gonna meet with Rachel.
Okay,
Stan and I are gonna meet with the mayor and the city council.
okay,
City manager.
okay, all right. Okay, well, we'll just get the written notes. So I met with Councilmember Hill the last time, so maybe I'll meet with somebody new, maybe Vice Mayor Bushy. Although I think, is she up for re-election?
She'll be here. Or, okay.
She'll be here next year, okay. Does her term extend through November?
Yeah, past, the election will be in November, but then.
Okay.
So we another 13.
Inaugurated.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we
Okay.
just covered.
Yeah, I'm happy to take her. I
Okay,
think I
great.
even live, I think we're in the
Yeah.
district.
But I can meet with Councilman Hill because we talked about, alternative water supply.
Okay,
He was talking.
That leaves Brian.
okay. Yeah, so Brian would then meet with, Councilmember Lawrence Blood. And then we can just plan to, each of us think a little bit, we can have discussions here about some of the things that we might want to bring to the council members, and Chief, you're welcome to help us if there are other things that you feel would be appropriate for that level conversation. Happy to take those as long as they're in addition to the concerns that we have or topics we want to talk
Yeah,
about.
and I might suggest that we should probably have common topic points, which we can.
Yes.
Choose. But I think that should be, we should go in there.
Yeah,
Some topics.
and I think, Chief, last time we did have that a few months ago. And I'm not sure if that was after the study that had been done, but there were a few items where we had some pretty good data points that we.
I'll confer with the chief.
And we were
Come up
talking,
with some common talking points.
Okay,
but we're
Thank
talking
you.
about
Goals,
talking to
too.
the chief, talking to other members of the department, talking to them, and figure out what those topics are.
yeah, okay,
Okay, so we've got assignments for everybody,
okay,
and I'll give you the notes on it. Just to make sure you have it.
okay. So you and Stan are taking Mayor Kate and, the city manager. Who's doing which one? Are you doing those together?
He's taking the, mayor.
Okay. So then Ken, you're taking
City manager.
city manager. Okay. Okay.
Great.
Sounds good.
Next one is nominate and elect new chair and vice chair.
Might I add for the 2026 goal, one of the immediate goals and one thing we wanted to add on there was the proclamation of the Fire Foundation. And work on that. I sent a draft out to the commissioners. I'll let Chair Fogel's take the lead on.
Sure.
So I have a question about that. What prompted that?
Just my thinking that we've done a lot of what we've done this year. One of the goals that we had was supporting the Fire Foundation, and I feel like this year more than ever, we've really seen, I'm sure some of the folks from the team can attest, like we've really seen the benefits of the foundation with the drone and the fireboat and the other things that the foundation supports. So it just seems like that's a pretty central part of what we do as a fire commission, is supporting the foundation. Donna, certainly you're, a point person on that, but we're really seeing noticeable impact. So we also want to encourage the community, like the foundation gets its support from the community and from fundraising through the community. So that's what prompted it. I just thought it'd be nice to have something from kind of on the record from the fire commission, recognizing the great work and the leadership too. Carrie's done an amazing job as a leader, really put a lot of energy back into the foundation.
Yep.
So, and I have no, ego about the language that was used. I just proposed it. So if you have edits, feel free to add them to it.
So just the process on that, the proclamation would actually be signed by the mayor, so if the commission here approves that language, we can get it over to the mayor for signature, and then you guys can present it to the foundation.
Okay.
Time of your choosing, so we just need to, and then I'll let you kind of take the lead on making sure that the language is finalized with everyone that they're okay with.
Why don't we just ask the question now and then we can, I think we have to vote on it.
I can send one, if there are no edits, then you can vote on it. If there will be edits, then you can vote on
Okay, well, maybe I'll ask the question, does anybody want more time to look at it, or do you want to vote on it now? We can just get going. Okay. So all in favor then of sending the proclamation to the mayor for approval or for signing?
Sure.
State aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, the motion passes.
All right, and we'll take that, I'll get it to the mayor, and then we'll get it signed, and then we'll schedule, whether it be the next meeting or a separate time for the commission to present that to the commission.
Okay,
And maybe it's at a foundation meeting, those will help your third Friday of.
okay, great. Is there anything that's done before council as well? So it becomes a matter of public record for the council, or how does that work?
It can be, if that's something that the commission wants to push. Most proclamations go through this process. Proclamations of the city council go through that process. So
Okay.
it would be a proclamation of the city council presenting that honor to the foundation. So if the fire commission wants to recommend that the council do that or take that action, then we can ask. So I'll let you decide if you.
That it become then a
Then it'll be a
proclamation from the council versus from the commission. How do people feel about that? That might give it,
I think the council's a better avenue.
yeah, because that probably gives it a little more, what we want to create is awareness.
Yes.
And give recognition at the highest level.
I might suggest that you email the mayor directly with the
Okay.
draft and make that request coming from the fire commission.
Okay. All right, that sounds good.
And then if they do accept that, then they would be honored at the at a council meeting.
Okay.
And the foundation would be to accept that.
That
Okay.
would be a time when we would also go.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that sounds great.
And the next council meeting is probably like a week, but it could be done as soon as the second meeting of January, which is January 20th.
Okay.
Then later say.
Okay, maybe the mayor will be at the reception.
Oh, yes.
This evening.
No, as chair.
So you can tell me.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm making a suggestion that we have Captain Berkey prioritize and speak.
Okay.
Speak now, and we go back to our agenda items
Oh,
later,
yeah.
because you guys might be called to fire or something like that, so.
We're easy, whatever works.
Yeah, well, I agree. Let's do that. Everybody else okay with that? Okay,
Awesome.
so thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us. I made a little presentation. Do you think? With some pictures.
No.
Just to introduce myself, I'm William Berkey. I'm the captain of 57 A shift. This is Travis Parsons, Julian Maya. And yeah, thank you so much for inviting us to speak today. I made a short, like 5-slide presentation. It's, yeah. I know. Me too.
One second.
Yeah, so I'll just start going and then we can catch up on the slide. So we started the Explore program in March of 2023 here. A couple of us sat down and we're trying to develop kind of a long-term plan to build what we kind of refer to as a farm team. So trying to start young, recruit some local San Rafael folks, get them interested in the fire service, and then with the addition of the new BLS ambulance that they're going to put in service in January, kind of have an avenue in which that we can kind of keep the quote unquote talent or the folks in-house. So we start them off at ages 15 to 21 in the program, and then we kind of transition them hopefully into the BLS program and hopefully keep them around, send them to paramedic school, send them to Firefighter One Academy, and then try to hire them here. So that's obviously the ultimate goal. But it's also like to develop interest in the fire service in the youth. Oh, thank you, appreciate it. So real quick, there's a photo from a field trip we took up to the CAL FIRE Air Attack Base in July of this year. It was the first field trip we take. We got a van from the city and I think we took, I think it was about 6 or 7 explorers up to the CAL FIRE Air Attack Base in Santa Rosa at the airport. And they spent over 2.5 hours with us, showing them everything from mixing retardant to letting them climb in the airplanes to all sorts of different stuff. It was a really good opportunity for the explorers. The middle person here, who is the CAL FIRE Air Attack captain, he was an explorer when he first started in the fire service, so he was really into it and spent a lot of time with us. It was great. Yeah, so like I said, started in March of 2023. Chief Alviso is currently the BC in charge of it, who's the A shift battalion chief. And then myself and Captain Northern, who's the 51 C shift captain, are kind of the two program leads. We run the program through the Marin Council BSA, primarily for insurance reasons, because they provide insurance for the explorers if they were ever injured, and then also for kind of the explorer title also. So there's explorer programs all throughout the Bay Area and obviously the nation also, and they have explorer camps and programs and things like that. So if you don't run it through the BSA program, you don't have access to those kind of explorer camps and meetups and things like that. So
Is that Boy Scouts?
yes,
Yeah.
Boy Scouts, Boy Scouts of America, yeah. So, and we pay a nominal, the department pays a nominal fee. Currently, right now, we pay the fee for everyone. So there's no cost to the explorers. I think it's $50 a person per year to be a part of the program. And like I said, they provide insurance is mainly the biggest thing for us. And then there's a biannual training that the advisors have to take through BSA to continue our certification. We have 17 advisors, so those are current Central Fire members who have basically stepped up to volunteer to teach the trainings and be mentors and assist with ride-alongs. And those are kind of across all shifts, all ranks. It's been a great opportunity to get people involved, especially at the firefighter paramedic rank of teaching and incorporating them into the program. We currently have 13 explorers and we kind of cap the program at 15 right now. We do have a pretty significant interest level. It tends to come in waves for us when it's basically by word of mouth and when one person in a friend group gets involved and then they get their friends involved. And so we do have a larger interest level than capacity. But we found that when the one engine company, we typically for our trainings take one engine company on drill status, which means they go off the board for calls. And with one 3-person engine company, once you get past 15 people, it gets a little hard to manage the chaos, especially in some of the more technical trainings, like the ventilation, we're using a chainsaw and stuff like that, where you kind of have to have eyes on and things like that. So we kept the program at 15. We give priority to San Rafael residents or San Rafael high school students from Terra Linda or San Rafael High. But we do have a couple kids from Novato. One commutes all the way from Antioch right now to come in here. So we're definitely in the just past 2.5 years, the program has a pretty good reputation out there, which is great. And then, like I said before, so we kind of tweaked the age recommendation. So for BSA, it's 15 to 21. We kind of narrowed that a little bit, and we kind of are looking at the 16 to 20-year-old range. Once they hit 21, they technically age out of the program. and then they can stay on it as an advisor with us if they like. And then there's no experience necessary and no cost, like I said, so the department's not footing the cost for it.
Captain,
Yes.
does the department do presentations to both San Rafael High and Carolina High?
We currently do not, so you mean to recruit people?
Yeah, well, so fire department, help me out here. I believe sponsors scholarships every year.
Correct,
For-
the union sponsors a scholarship
Yeah.
for, through the high school, yep, for,
Yeah.
yep.
So I'm just curious if Explorer programs doing the same thing of getting into the school to touch the students that are there once or twice a year.
We are not currently, just because of the interest level, we haven't had to.
Okay,
But I think through word of mouth and, also when engine companies or whatever visit the schools and either career day or things like that, they have been bringing the Explorer Flyer with them.
okay,
Both schools do a career day that we go
Okay.
to, so
perfect.
not specific visits, but I think it is,
But
it
they
is-
are represented at the career day.
yes, by the department, and
That's
then we
okay.
have, yeah, and then we have different flyers for different things, yeah.
Good.
Yeah, so I said, we do 24 trainings a year, so it's twice per month. It's on Sunday afternoons from 1:30 to 4:30. We kind of figured that that was the best time, so you're not fighting, homeworks, after school sports, things like that. And it has worked really well for us. Our turnout's been great for trainings. It's a kind of a mix of physical fitness, hands-on skills, a little bit of community service. We've had some explorers help with the fair, with the table at the fair, open houses, things like that. But that's kind of one of my goals for 2026 is to do a little bit more community service with the group. And then also ride along. So once we have a kind of a criterion that they need to meet to do a ride along, they have to be able to put their gear on in under a minute, so they're not holding up the engine going to calls. And then they need to be able to find 10 things on the engine, if we told them to go find those 10 things. Really easy, pretty straightforward, but we want them to be an asset of the ride along, not a hindrance to the crew and a safety issue. So once they pass those two things and we work with them, they can come and ride along and practice. They can do ride-alongs, as much as they like. There is a caveat for 24-hour ride-alongs, you have to be 18 years of age and older, for that. Yes,
Do all 17 firefighters go to the Sunday trainings?
no, so it's a great question. So what happens is that I schedule it out on shifts. And then within that shift, there'll be 3 or 4, like on A shift, for example, there's 4 advisors on A shift. And I just rotate it, so not every crew is doing Sunday training, so in January, on A shift day, we'll do the training. And then we might not do another training until July.
So what's the ratio of training to rookies? 3-to-1 firefighter?
Oh, depends on turnout, we always send an engine company or truck company, so it's 3 people.
Got it,
And if there's everyone shows up, it's 15, so it's 3 to 1.
got it.
But sometimes we don't get 15 people and we'll have maybe 7 or 6, and sometimes those are the best trainings because there's less people and
Yeah.
less chaos.
Second question.
yeah.
You have community service on there. Is there any possibility of having the explorers work with the fire foundation?
I think it's a great idea. Yeah, I would love that. I think, like I said, this is kind of one of my goals for 2026 to build that part of the program out. We've been kind of focusing on, really getting the set schedule down, the trainings, making sure that the organization part, has been a learning experience, for me. And so, that's kind of a big one for me for 2026 is getting them out into the community, getting more public awareness about the Explore program, things like that, and giving back to the community, obviously, too.
To that end, do you think they could also help with some of the social media and other public awareness that we've been working on, Chief? Maybe it could help Quinn, in some of the messages that we're trying to push through social media or other means, just about fire awareness, fire safety, defensible space, all those things.
Yeah, I think anything is a possibility, like, just a matter of working together and figuring out, schedules and their commitment level. I think the hard part also is, high school kids are very busy these days, and so it's hard, when we put those things out for help at open houses or things like that, we get 1 or 2, just because of sports and, all sorts of different trips and things like that, right? So, and that's kind of one of the things we've been struggling with is getting outside of the Sunday trainings, is getting that commitment level. And that will come, I think, but just a matter of prioritizing that. Awesome. So real quick, just a couple points on why the Explore Portland is important. So obviously we're learning real firefighting skills, hands-on training. There's a couple of photos coming up here. We could see medical and CPR instruction. So we do some first aid stuff with them, and then hands-only CPR. There's been talk about trying to get them BLS CPR certified through our EMS division. And that's probably one of the things coming up for 2026. Also, fitness development. It's interesting enough. Last year, at the end of last year, we asked them, "Hey, what do you guys want to work on? What do you want to do next year? What are some things that you want to do?" Multiple of them said, "Hey, we want to do physical fitness stuff." So we incorporated this year. Every 3 months, we did basically a fitness test in the tower, which we put the new recruits through, and had them do it. The first time they did it with just their running shoes and shorts and t-shirt, and then we worked them up. The last one they did was in their turnouts, no pack on or anything like that. And it was a really good, interesting, I think, for them to realize how much harder it is with gear on. And, you know, you maybe fit in some sort of sport, but firefighting is different muscles, different activity levels, stuff like that. Yeah, obviously structure, wildland fire exposure. We'll talk about some training stuff in a second. Teamwork and community service, and then a strong career foundation. So some mentoring, helping them get into interview skills, helping them with their resumes, things like that. So some training topics. We talked about first aid, CPR, ladders, hose lays, rope rescues, vehicle extrication. We just got a car. Captain Alvarez helped us get a junked car delivered to 57, and they came out, it was a couple Sundays ago, and they got to cut the entire car up. They flipped it over with the truck, used the airbags, did all sorts of different stuff. Really great training, fire behavior and dynamics. So this past Sunday, Chief Alviso built what we refer to as a dollhouse. This is a small wooden structure with different, and we talked about flow path and fire dynamics and things like that. And so this is the group that did that last Sunday, was a training they did. Wildland firefighting, physical training, we talked about ventilation. So we take them to at 52, there's the ventilation prop for cutting vent hole. VIS, where we smoke out the tower, use the tick camera to find people in the smoke. And then we talked about the field trip. We're hopefully going to involve some more field trips next year, but the first one was that CAL FIRE air attack. And then last slide, just kind of like the benefits. Obviously builds leadership and discipline, enhances emergency responsibilities, strengthens community connection, and prepares future firefighters. Any questions?
Any girls involved?
There is, yes. We have one female explorer, goes to San Rafael High School.
Right.
And I did want to mention, I didn't put it up here. We had an unfortunate incident this year where one of our explorers died. Obviously not in our program, but he died hiking in Marin Headlands. So we actually took an entire training and talked about kind of debriefed with them on it. It was an accidental fall, and he was a San Rafael High student, and a couple of the kids knew him. And so I think obviously very tragic, but what came out of that was a great conversation we had with them about dealing with stress, dealing with dealing with your feelings, which I think is a huge part of that used to not really get talked about a lot in the fire service, and now it's becoming much more of a topic that's important. And yeah.
Go ahead.
I'll be first.
How long does this run for? I'm sorry if I missed it. How long could I be in this, an individual?
So we focus on 16-year-old to 20-year-olds, but
Right.
technically in the program, you can be 15 to 21.
So they could remain in the program that entire time?
Yeah, so I have 2 kids right now who started March of 2023 with me and are still in the program. They graduated high school, and they're both going to the fire academy in Santa Rosa right now. And they graduated and they moved on to other stuff outside high school, but they are staying in the program just because they want to be firefighters. That's their main goal, and they're seeing this as the accelerant to their career.
Do you know of any other fire departments locally or around that are doing this?
Yeah, so there's a few. So Ross Valley has a program, and Novato has a program. Marin County, I think, used to have a program. I'm not sure if it's still a bit around. What makes our program unique, I think, and obviously I'm biased, but we give them a full set of turnouts. We let them use gear, we let them go on air, basically all the skill, all the things that are real life that we do every day. Some of the other programs don't do that for either liability or safety or I'm not sure what. So I do believe we are the only program that gives them full gear. They take it home with them. They have to take care of it. They bring it in every set. They're allowed to go mask up and go on air, go into buildings, use chainsaws, do live fire. A couple of the other programs around, and I don't know a lot about them, but from what I've heard are more a lot more kind of less
Academic.
hands-on and more just talking to them about stuff.
Academic.
Yeah,
Classroom.
yeah, less hands-on skills.
So do you feel you're getting enough participants in the program, or is that something where it would be helpful to get more?
No, we have too much interest. Yeah,
Alright.
but that's kind of the thing is we haven't yet really done a big push to get out because we have so much interest. If we go back
Yeah.
a couple slides, can we go back
Yeah.
2 slides there, Joel? Go.
Down at the bottom, the little arrow.
Sense of mouse. So if you see right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All of those folks that aren't in here are basically we have the kids the first time they show interest and they email us about wanting to come, they have to come to a training and observe
Hmm.
and let them see what it's about. So right there's 5 folks that came to the last meeting that want to join. We only have 2 slots open right now, right? So we have 13 people in it and 15 is our cap that we have. So they basically come and watch, we get to meet them, they get to meet us, see if they're interested in the program. And what we've seen is that people will email, be really, really interested. And then we say, okay, come to a training, you need to attend one. And then we basically, what we'll do is we'll figure out using that. If you're a Santa Fe resident, Santa Fe high school student model, we pick and choose. We pick and choose the people for enough openings, either through interviews or they tend to sometimes weed themselves out.
Mhm.
Either through not responding back to us or there's just not for them. And we've seen that interestingly a lot where they will come to a one training and then we won't hear anything back from them. 0, like multiple emails. And then it's either not for them or they
Yeah.
don't want to communicate. I'm not sure.
Do they have to submit a resume?
They do not. What they submit is an interest card. From, if you go to the city fire department website, there's an explore program tab, and then there's a interest level box. And then what happens is that gets sent to Lucas Hagberg, who's a firefighter at 55 A shift. He gets all the requests, and then he'll reach out to them with an email. They email back kind of about themselves, why they're interested in the program. Then he has a phone call with them, and then invites them to come to a training. And through that, we kind of get an idea of like why they're interested, like what their goals are, things like that.
In 2026, are there physical criteria that you have to meet or like I remember when my brother was a firefighter, there was a height issue where you couldn't be a certain height. He was in theory too tall. Or is there a height issue where you have to be a certain height? Meaning if you're too short, you can't be a firefighter. And also physical fitness was one of the things that you had up there. Are there certain, like to get hired, you have to pass certain physical tests? Yes. And as a firefighter, do you have to continue to perform for physical fitness as you go through your career?
Those are great questions. So let me break it out. So physically, like tall, small, short, things like that, we don't have any.
Okay.
Historically, in the last 2.5 years, we haven't had a physical fitness requirement. Interestingly enough, you asked that, we are instituting it in 2026. We've had some, I would say issues, some challenges that have been voiced to Captain Northern and myself about some safety issues. If you can't carry the hose and things like that. So we're going to institute it in 2026. We're going to institute basically that physical fitness standard I told you about in the tower. We're going to make one of those and you have to pass it in a certain amount of time. Just for their sake, our sake, liability wise, everything like that.
How often will that physical fitness be required to pass it?
That will be once a year in January. And then, but we're gonna have trainings during the year that involve that. So that people can practice and stuff like that, and we're gonna have a training where that they can practice, and it's not just gonna be like, hey, you gotta pass this right now, right? We're gonna work to that level, but. There have been some concerns voiced by engine companies about the lack of physical fitness by some of the folks and just, some worry about it, for sure.
Do other departments do that as well?
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that. I have, when we first started this program, Ross Valley was super helpful in helping us start this program and getting us like going. And they changed folks and I reached out and I haven't heard back. So I don't have a lot of contact with the other programs. There's been talk about doing a Marin County training all together with all the Explorer programs, and that hasn't happened yet, but that's still a goal of ours, to get kind of all the departments together that have Explorers.
When did this start?
23.
March of
23.
2023.
And what was the genesis of it? Who came up with it?
It was basically the farm team idea that we were talking about of trying to
Yeah.
start a program to build some
You guys just
Samfell
talking, just
Yeah.
communication among yourselves.
around the firehouse.
Wow, this
Yeah,
is a
table.
brilliant idea.
Yeah, it's been very successful and we've had a bunch of folks move on and I had a individual who timed out, texted me recently, told me he got an ambulance job at a BLS ambulance and he was trying to go to fire academy and yeah, it's been great.
Are there any on the team now that went through our academy and are part of the department?
No, not so far. So just because of
still
the
early,
age wise,
yeah.
yeah. So I think it's gonna take a while for us to see
Yeah.
that payout, but it's a long-term. If we even get one from this program, it'll be worth it, right? Just in terms of that Centerfell
Recruitment, yeah.
recruitment, right?
What can we do to help as the fire commission?
That's a great idea. Great question. I don't know.
I mean, it sounds like things are going great, but
Yeah.
if there's anything we can do, we're here to
Awesome.
help.
Well, I appreciate it. Yeah, I think at this point, like I said, there's a couple goals for 2026, one of them being community engagement and community service. But yeah, feel free to reach out to me if you have any ideas or you want the Explorer program to come and help at, or it's the city events, or yeah, I'm all ears. So
How many SRFD line personnel were Explorers that you?
that's a good question. These two right here were both Explorers.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a
Um,
great program.
Yeah, it's a really good part. I was not, I wish, I say it every training, I say it, I wish I would have had this coming up, because I would have. Would have made Fire Academy easier, the whole first year probation
Me
easier.
too, I would have.
That's how I started at Explorer.
Yeah.
Julian, where did you go to the Explorer program?
Yeah.
I was a Stockton Fire Explorer.
Travis, where did you go?
Diamond Springs. Fire Explorer.
So I'm curious, you did the Explorer program with different cities. How is it that you didn't stay with the people that you did the Explorer, instead you came to San Rafael? How, Julian and Travis, share with us that.
It was just opportunity, the job market is very competitive and you kind of just go with the flow. You kind of just have to choose. You kind of have to be chosen. You can't really choose where you want to go. And in the fire service, at least from my experience, it was very competitive every job that I applied to. I even applied to Stockton before and didn't get the job just because it was too early in my career. And this opportunity came by before that. So it just happened that way.
So I was an Explorer with Diamond, and then I ended up getting a job there, and I was there for almost 12 years. So it definitely paid off, and I know we hired a lot of Explorers out of that program.
What brought you to San Rafael?
I always had an itch to work down in the Bay Area, and then timing wise with everything that was going on up there, it just worked out.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Travis and Julian were both basically laterals. I know technically you didn't count as lateral, but Travis spent 12 years with a captain at Diamond, and came down here, and Julian worked 2 years. 2 years at Memphis Fire and came here. But yeah, so I don't know the answer. I don't know how many people, but
There's a lot.
it's
That's quite
a
a bit.
lot, and
Yeah.
it's, like I said, I wish I would have had this program. We have this gentleman right here, Ben, he's one of the ones who's been in the program since the start. Where, we have, they have to mask up in under a minute, and that's a standard for us, for our recruits that we hire. He is 18 years old and can mask up in 39 seconds, which is faster than most of our new hire recruits can do. Which is impressive for an 18-year-old kid. Like when he goes to the fire academy, he's gonna be leaps and bounds above the other kids in the academy.
Any other questions?
Take me 18 minutes.
Well, thank you, Captain Berkey. Really appreciate it. Thanks Julian and Travis for being here as well. This is great for us to learn about this. And Donna, I think it was your idea, right? So thank you, Donna.
Well, and that's because at the open house that we did, the 150th anniversary of the open house, I did the PD tour because I had never been in and I was completely wowed. And then an explorer came up to me and did a one-on-one because I was late in the day. And I got a one-on-one tour of the fire department in parts that I hadn't seen before. And I was so impressed with this young man. I mean, he just totally wowed me, Cody.
Cody, yeah.
Totally wowed me.
Him
And
right.
I said, wow, we need to know more about this program because I realized how little I knew about our program. And I didn't know that it was this new. So thank you so much for coming today.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us. We appreciate it. Anytime to talk about in-house programs is a great opportunity.
Captain Bergen, changing the subject, how many firehouses are running holiday lights? Do you know?
A lot.
I know.
It has-
Everybody but two, is that what it is? When I drive by.
I don't know. You should come out to 7 though. 7 is impressive.
I'll
I've
do a
heard
drive-by.
5 is impressive.
You guys are working, I'll do a drive-by later.
Yeah, it is. So, or I know we talked about the whole,
Mhm.
it has organically basically turned into a competition between firehouses.
Good.
People are bringing stuff from their houses. Engineer Locatelli brought in all of his old stuff from his house to 55, and that's why 55 has so much stuff. 57 B shift did artwork on all the Ape windows on the front of the station. Looks amazing.
Nice.
Yeah, it's I think it's just this is the start of it just taking off and
All right, very good.
going big. Yeah.
Love the
Art
competition.
At night,
Uh,
you have to be there during the day. to
maybe
see
with
it.
the lights on. No, I think I think you'll be able to see it. Yeah.
Which are the two that
55 is
didn't
pretty
decorate?
impressive.
I haven't been to all stations. I don't know. I'm not sure. Does 52 not have lights right now?
Not that I know, but I have done the drive-bys,
Yeah,
they
I
have not,
haven't seen it.
Okay.
because 55 stands up, but those are only two houses that I've seen. lately.
Yeah.
I haven't come up your way.
I'm impressed. 57 for being the busiest house in Sarafel. It's impressive. I'm impressed.
Very good.
Yeah.
Fun.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Hope you have that
Thank you.
contract back
Happy
for you.
holidays.
Okay.
All right, getting back to our business, I know we're getting a little bit tight on time. Were the minutes approved? Did we-
Yes.
Oh, okay, all right, and then, did we talk about the safety holiday, recognition gifts? That was
Yes.
significant. Okay, so that's
Yeah.
completed.
We went through our goals.
And then the goals, do we need to vote on the goals?
No, it's gonna be development. I've got all the notes on goals, so I'm gonna share that.
Okay,
Last but not least,
The chief and all the chiefs. to
Okay.
Make sure that our goals are squared up.
all right, well, that sounds great. Well, then I think the next item of business, Thomas, keep me honest, is nominating and electing a new chair and vice chair, speaking of service, and January 1st, but technically that will be February for our first meeting, since we'll take a hiatus for the January meeting, which.
Well, actually, we're gonna talk about that. That's the next item.
Oh, okay, all right, well, let's do the nominations first, so. The tradition has been the seniority, but we can always change things if we desire, but so the next in line, obviously, it's Ken, who's been the vice chair. And then next in line after that is
And I don't want to do that job. So
vice chair.
I guess vice I'm okay with, but I don't want to be the boss. I don't want to be the chair.
Boy, you're really good at it.
No, I'm not. So if I become vice chair, do I have to then be the chair? Okay,
I don't
all right,
think so.
so I can do vice.
Yeah, all right, so I guess I'll put a motion out that for chair that we vote on Ken, our next chair. Did we, for a second?
I just remember you have to be chair when Ken's not here, so.
That's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys will help me.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Maybe less of a problem with him than with me.
No.
Another topic?
No, I got a lot of learning.
Second on the motion.
Second the motion, all in favor of Ken being our next chair? Aye. Any opposed? Right, motion passes. Anyone want to make the motion for Donna?
Almost, we're done to be, this year.
And second,
Second.
okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, so it's moved. Donna is our vice chair. That's great. Okay, so the January meeting, Thomas and I spoke about that, and I'm not sure if we've done it in the past, but staff's asked that we keep to the same schedule as the city council, which I think also takes a hiatus in the month of January. So that would mean, since we're having the December meeting, but there's a desire to have a 1 month hiatus to start our first meeting of 2026 in February.
Just to add a little context, we've been trying to align with the city council, so this last year we took July off. Council took July off. Last year, I believe we took December off.
Yeah, we did.
We did,
And-
okay,
And we're
sorry.
here in January. After looking at the calendar, for us, it made more sense to do the December meeting here, cancel the January one, because City Hall and our admin offices are closed between Christmas and New Year's, and so in order to prepare the chief's report and the agenda and all those things have to be done on a much more accelerated timeline, because we meet on the second Wednesday. And so it was our recommendation and our request to cancel the January meeting. Of course, if this commission feels otherwise, we'll hold a meeting in January. That was just our recommendation.
So I will not be here for the February meeting, so that means you would be the chair out of the box for that. But you had an opinion on changing the date.
Well, the
Delaying
idea
it 1 week.
that the counter idea was to just move it down 1 week from the 14th to 21st
Of January.
of January. With the thought that there will be another month in the year, could be July, could be wherever, where we have been taking the month off. It boils down to, you've got a commission that meets 12 times a year. Are we gonna meet 11 times or 10 times, or shall we just do lunch once in a while?
All of the above.
You know, so, it is a sort of, how important is it to the running of the bigger machine that we meet, and or I'm the first one to line up to take a day off, but,
To follow along on that.
Yeah.
I think under your guidance for the years that I've been here, I mean, we're actually engaging, we're doing things, we're making a difference, right, with meeting with these people, right? And I think there's a lot more to be done. I think that's what Stan is saying. And we take 2 months off, that's really the best of the time for achieving the goals that we're trying to.
If we. Does council have planned to take more than January off at this?
So they take the first January off. I think they may be adopting the schedule at the next meeting, but they are for sure taking the first meeting in January. Then historically, they've done the July 4th holiday. They've taken off.
Yeah.
I think last year they actually took the first meeting it was either June and July or July and August. They took, they only had 2 meetings during the summer, basically. So, but obviously they meet up to 24 times. So that was something that has been changed.
So that off the entire month of January?
No,
Or is the
they'll have a
first?
meeting on June, January.
Because they meet twice a month.
Okay.
They meet twice.
Okay, so the standpoint then, could we just push our meeting out?
So if we push the meeting out a week, that would be the same week as the council meeting, which we typically try to avoid. So if you guys want to host a meeting, we can keep it the same. Yeah, so it's totally up to you. Some commissions meet as needed, others meet regularly, so, but you as the commission.
So I'm gonna just ask the question of the group. I don't see a problem with us meeting 10 times a year versus 12. I feel like that's adequate to get the work done that we want to do, but I'm just thought provoking here. If we take January and July off, I don't see it being a problem, but you guys talk about it. What does the group want?
I was developing the idea of moving it to the 21st and keeping January. And the flip side, because I see it both ways. If the machine itself, being council and the other administrative offices involved in keeping us alive. If they're doing a January break and a July break, then what we, if we get something together to work on, and it requires the rest of the organization to be involved, and they're not available, then it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
So if they're off, yeah, we could be off. I can live with that, but I just, it was the idea of how many in a year are we gonna chop off?
Yeah,
But the council, when they take off one meeting, that's only half of their month.
yeah,
We take off one meeting, it's a whole month.
okay.
That's the difference.
Would we run into the same issue if we wanted to keep the summer month that in the past we've taken off, either July, August, whichever month it was? Would we still be able to do that if we wanted to get one more meeting in this year?
So, yeah,
next
you
year?
you can hold that one, that would be fine.
Okay,
Um,
we wouldn't run into the same issue that we have.
No,
Yeah.
the issue here is that a lot of our staff is off between Christmas and
Sure.
the
Makes
fifth,
sense.
so.
Okay,
So the city kind of shuts down in a sense.
okay, so I'll motion that then we table or we do not meet in the month of January. And then we can consider at some point next year whether, yeah, we take July off or whether we just work through it. And maybe at that point, we'll have a lot more business to, the business will then dictate whether we have that July meeting or not. So that's my motion.
So actually, on the friendly amendment to the motion, that should, basically, we should vote on two things. One should be, are we going to meet in January? And then when the time comes, we should have another.
Yeah, that's what I'm suggesting. Right now, it's just,
Two different, I'm saying this should be two different,
okay. All right.
just to make it.
Okay, all right, so the motion on the table then is canceling the January meeting. We have a second,
I second it.
all in favor? Aye, any opposed? Okay, it's so moved. And then the next motion is that we have a discussion at some point next year about the July meeting and whether we have that or not. And I'm not sure we need to vote on that.
Yeah, but I basically, with the language that regardless if the city council is in session or not in session, basically,
Yeah.
they're running our own timetable, and we're not exactly reflective of, like you said, we don't have to vote on that right now.
Yeah, we address that next year. Okay, all right, great. Okay, so a few more items on the agenda. I think the next thing is the 150th
Yeah,
anniversary.
clear that way, right, Thomas?
Yeah, so that's fine. You guys are canceling the January and then by default, we're gonna host all the meetings unless you cancel. So by default, there will be whole 12 meetings unless you cancel them. So come June, you'll have that opportunity, or if it turns out that a big portion of the commission is gone in June for graduations or not, then you may choose to change it, but you don't hold that decision then.
Okay, great.
So yeah, Captain Berkey answered that, because it was about the, like the firehouse Christmas.
Hmm.
So,
Which look awesome.
which the chief wanted, so we got that for you. And then a reminder, because, you were, at the beginning, we talked about the fire commission is, helping Chief Roman host
Hmm.
luncheons for suppression and staff. Next week, covers all 3 watches, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 15, 17, 19. It's now on the calendar, it's discussion of the calendar, on the fire calendar.
Okay, and it's 11:30 to
Probably about
1:30.
1:30-ish,
Okay. And what's the location?
52. Gonna be that trend.
And what are you cooking?
So Monday is tentative. Monday is Hawaiian, so it's gonna be chicken teriyaki. Wednesday is Pico de Gallo dogs, and Friday is birds. Maybe smash. Whatever Danielle decides.
Do we need to RSVP? So we got that, you know?
You do not need to RSVP.
Okay,
There'll be more than enough.
all right, well. All right, anything else on 150?
No,
Okay, all right, Donna, the Fire Foundation?
Still work in progress. They're looking to decide what it is they want to do in 2026. They're also working to put together a wish list for the department on what it is that the department would like to see the foundation work towards. I received a request from the fire department to focus on, they did a really good job. They broke out for me like what they want, what the cost is, was excellent, very well prepared. And I forwarded it on to the foundation, but it was about getting the training going, knowing that the city's going to be having high rises. And they wanted training to be happening for the fire department. And that's something that doesn't already, it always has to be something that we don't already have, so it fit the profile, so we'll see. But they're putting together the wish list, and they're also, like you guys have heard me say this so many times, there's still, the board could still be built out. We're alive, the foundation is alive, but it's still, it could definitely use some more players and volunteers as well. Curie has done a tremendous job keeping the foundation going. She's a godsend. But you know, the more help she gets, the better it becomes. That's it.
One thing I'd add to that is the website. So I think last month I mentioned that
Yeah.
website that I've been working on, the new revised website for the foundation. That the most important thing, which was the link to the PayPal for donations, wasn't working. We figured it out. Jack and I
Good.
figured it out. So, and that was probably about 2 weeks ago. I think it was before Thanksgiving, I think, or maybe it was Thanksgiving weekend. So I passed that on to Curie. And so now it's just for her to make that final decision to switch over from the old website to the new. We can share a preview of it if people want to see it.
Yeah, I would
It's like
see it.
on my personal Wix account.
bring it up here?
It, that may be difficult, because I'll have to find the URL, which is, somewhere. I could try and do it quickly. Why don't I do that once we get into the, are you able to?
Why don't you
Screen
join the
share.
meeting and then just share the screen? You join the Zoom meeting? If I send you the link,
Okay.
can you join Zoom on there? You you can share me the URL.
Yeah, I'm not, yeah, you know what, I'm not connected. So maybe we can, I'll tell you what, I'll share it at the next meeting. And maybe it will even be live at that point. Or is it possible for you to send it out? Or does
Send
that?
me whatever you.
Okay, all right, I'll get that to you and then Thomas.
I'll send that and I have a updated station roster,
Okay,
12:15 to send out to.
okay, and any suggestions you guys have too, for it, right now, it hasn't gone live yet. The goal was just to make it more visually engaging and a little more contemporary and to really highlight what the foundation funds. So Big Mac and the rescue boat and I think it was masks or the shields.
Shields.
So there are quite a few things like that, and then I'd love to get some, and we can add things in the future, but right now we wanted to get the minimum out there. But like the drone footage is pretty amazing, and if we don't have any usage rights associated with that, I'd love to show. I remember looking at the one, I think it was the airport, the little commuter airport fire, and just the drone imagery from that was amazing, and then seeing the thermal imaging as well, and some pretty cool stuff, and hopefully that gets people excited about the foundation, and they'll come to events or they'll write checks, and then we can, supply more of the things that are on the wish list.
Do you know you're working with them on the technology? The foundation does now have an Instagram and a Facebook website, correct?
I'm not sure. Anna has been really involved with some of that. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Oh, that's me, I think.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, she's been really involved. We've been having regular meetings about the website. Okay, next item on the agenda is fire department upcoming city council items.
Yes, so I will take that. We typically, as we stated at the last meeting, the chief stated that we are trying to keep you abreast of upcoming items that are fire related that we're taking to council. We do have an item going on the council meeting next Monday. It was a very last minute ad. It is regarding payments for EMS add-ons for EMS transports from Medi-Cal. So Medi-Cal, anyone with Medi-Cal, basically, the state provides additional dollars to each agency in recognition that their initial payment is woefully low. And so those add-ons are provided to us automatically, basically through Medi-Cal. But it does require us to make some payments. It's a little complicated, but we give them money and then they give us more back, basically. So we do that every year. We've been doing it for many years now. So it's just a very routine report, but we were, because of the cancellation in January at that first meeting, we had to very quickly get it in because our first payment was due at the beginning of January. So that will be going to council on Monday. And so don't think anyone needs to attend or anything. You'll just get passed on consent. Just want to let you know that that's occurring. We generated about $600,000 from that, so there's important revenue for our EMS program. And then looking forward, that second meeting in January, we will most likely be taking a staff report for the purchase of new SCBA's. We did a joint grant, Assistance to Firefighter FEMA grant with Southern Rim Fire, Nevada Fire District, and Tiburon Fire District. And we were awarded, collaboratively, we were awarded $2 million to replace our SCBA's.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
purchase what?
SCBA's.
Self-contained breathing apparatus.
Thank you.
And so those have to be replaced roughly about every 15 years. Ours were last purchased in 2012. So we've been applying for this grant for the last 3 years. We purchased the last ones using the grant, and we were finally successful this time using a joint venture through the collaborative there. And so Sarah Fell specifically got about $650,000 from that grant, which is significant. So our contribution will be about $140,000. So for $140,000, we're going to get close to $800,000 worth of equipment. They are standardized, so all of those agencies are going to be using the same as us. We'll still have interoperability with neighboring agencies until they're able to upgrade to the newer packs. But they are going with a lighter weight system that will hopefully make it easier, safer for them to. Sure. I'm sure Charlie can speak more to that.
So they have generational changes, every 3 to 5 years, I would say. So I would say we're probably 3 generations old. And it's like every generation is so much better in terms of weight, safety features. Before we used to have the separate mask and red, and now it's like they're really good.
So that Explorer is going to be able to put that mask on.
So
Down to 16 seconds.
The monies be sufficient for every firefighter to get a new,
yes, so we have 72, we're getting 72 new packs, 144 or 174 tanks, and everything that's necessary. So
So everybody gets their own pack here, or just a mask? Just pack and
everyone's gonna get their own mask, but we do have every seat on the apparatus.
Yes,
has its own
yes,
pack.
that's correct.
But everyone, they're not.
So for every fire engine, you set with 4 SCBA's
Yes.
per, yeah, so there's 4. And then, but everybody gets a
2 on the annual.
custom fit mask. Like, we didn't have that, we just they just gave us 1 mask, and whether you fit it or not back then,
wow.
yeah. 9/11 changed a lot of things.
So that's really exciting. That is going to be going in the January
Yay.
council meeting, and a shout out to Southern Rim Fire. They were the lead agency that submitted the grant. And so all the paperwork and all the other not fun stuff associated with it, they're fronting all the money. And so we'll be actually paying them
Are the old scouts gonna be turn-ins or do we get to keep for training?
So we get to keep them and we are looking at avenues to, some can be used for training, but also potentially sell some and recoup some of our funds. The bottles, I believe, have a 15-year life max, but the packs themselves and all the other items, if they're in good condition, they need to be used. So we'll look at ways to try to maximize that. The other item, and it may not go in January, but the department was awarded a grant last year for a new fire boat. It was a $900,000 grant, port security grant, so it was done through, again, federal grant. Through that, we've taken the last year to kind of build out the spec of what a new boat might look like, and we had we submitted or sent an RFP out for boat vendors and builders to submit their pricing on what a boat may look like. That RFP just closed today. And so we will be reviewing those bids that came in and looking at that, and then potentially in January, taking that to council as well. That one, I'm not as certain about as SBA, because there's a lot of work that needs to happen before we're reviewing those. Obviously, the boats are very complex, and each boat builder has a slightly different spec, different designs, and so we'll, our team here will need to go through each one of them and then go through that process. But we are excited about that, and hopeful that we can bring that to council sometime.
It's a brand new boat. Wow.
Two questions related to that. First question is, are the people that are submitting the bids for the new boat, are they domestic or foreign manufacturers? And second question is, does the city have to take the cheapest, lowest bid?
So I'll answer the first one. I believe everybody who has submitted a bid is based in the US.
Okay,
Federal rules require us to use certain amount of
okay,
metals and others from already, so we have federal requirements that require us to do that already, but that's all the boat builders are here. One boat builder builds here, but maybe Canadian based, but has a shipyard here in New York. But yeah, they're all here and they're all experienced. They've all basically built boats for New York City and all the every port you can think of. So we are working on that. And the second question was,
does the city have to take the lowest bid?
does the city have to take the city has to take the lowest responsible bid, and so in our meeting code, responsible meaning the quality of the work and
Yes.
all the other things. So
Okay,
no, not necessarily. So
okay, good.
if two builders have the same quality, then yes, we'll take the low bid, but we don't have to take the lowest bid necessarily if their quality is inferior to the quality of
Good.
the others. So
Thank you.
that is a lot of the homework we're doing, and
Yeah,
obviously checking references and understanding how other agencies have used their boat and how they liked it, and maintenance for anyone that knows boats is really a big key aspect. So determining full cost life cycle and stuff. So
Would we have two boats or are we just upgrading to one?
no, we would probably again try to recoup as much money as we could by selling current fireboat. So our last fireboat was sold to Berkeley Fire, for example, and received some funds for that. So but these boats are over $1 million, so they're expensive purchases. So anything we can do to recoup our funds.
And did you say the funding is coming entirely from
No,
federal?
900,000 is coming from the feds, and then the rest will be from us. So based on where we land on these bids, then the actual spec that we go with is gonna affect how much the city's contributions could be to that. It's not gonna be insignificant. So it'll be anonymous thousands. So we're working on both of those. Those are the two items that we are looking at right now for council, and we will let you know when we definitively know that those items are going.
What does council do? Just approve the expenditure on the beta? Is that-
So yeah, so council will both approve the funding for it, and they will approve the city manager to execute the contracts and all the legal work to do it. So without their authority, we really can't move forward with either of the S&D report. So
And usually are those supplemental to the fire budget or are they a part of, those are supplemental?
So it depends. So we recently replaced all of our fire hose as well. Because we knew we were gonna do that, that was adopted at the budget when they adopted it in July. And so that was already in our budget. Now, because of the dollar amounts, we still have to go to council. So they set the set of money aside, but in order to use it, we still have to ask. In the case of these grants for the boat and the SCBA's, yeah, for those two, we weren't sure if we were gonna get the grant. And we weren't sure about timing of spending them, and so we actually haven't appropriated the money, so they're sitting kind of in the savings account. So the fire department holds what a equipment replacement fund, and it's a fund that the city contributes to, and it grows year over year. Basically, our general fund that we have, it's use it or lose it. We don't get to carry the monies over, but in this fund, think of it like a savings account, we get to keep it, and so city council did not appropriate or authorize to use that funds from there. So when we go to council, we're gonna ask to use funds from there and to improve the purchase. So it'll kind of be a two-part.
Will there be enhanced capabilities with the new boat over the existing?
Yeah, I mean, yes, yes. I can't speak to all of them, but yes, there definitely will be.
Okay, we may need to update the website then if it's no longer foundation funded.
You got time.
Well, there may be opportunities for foundation because the upgrading cost to get the boat. It's one thing just to buy the boat, and then it's a whole other thing to get it outfitted and anything that's necessary from there. There may be opportunities for there. But also the sale of the boat is gonna be used to help fund this boat. So in a sense, it's still, you know,
Okay,
I would still call that a foundation is supporting the purchase of this, even if it's not direct, but I think there will be some opportunities potentially. For the foundation to support this bill without being able to chief from the foundation.
okay. Great. All right, anything else on that?
No, I think those are the items. In the,
Great. Yeah, it's great that we have this each month now at the commission meetings, and feel free to summon us to attend council meetings if there are more divisive issues or issues where you need to show the support of the commission.
Sure. Yeah, generally, these items are what we call consent, so they just get approved with a bunch of other items. On items that have a public hearing, those are typically probably the ones that. So,
Okay.
yeah, discuss the consent items generally. Go from the very beginning.
All right, that sounds great. Let's see, next on the agenda, did we have any media articles? I don't think we did. Okay, so then let's go to commission member reports. So Kim, start.
Sure, kind of a busy time of the year for me, so I don't have any official reports for you guys. I'm gonna generate two. There are two things out there that are kind of important. This AB 38 has to do with sellers of older homes that are built prior to 2010. They must provide, when they're selling, I don't know if you guys have heard about this, they must provide a report with the sale as to the fire mitigation that took place for their property.
In very high fire zones.
Yeah, in fire zones,
Yeah.
so you're aware of this stuff. Right?
We're doing,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys are the best of the best at it, I hear. So I'll share some of the background details for that for the next meeting. And then, yesterday, the state of California once again delayed for the wildfire protection rules for homeowners, declaring 5 feet, that type of stuff. They just can't nobody wants to be the bad guy and upset the homeowners in California. So that's been postponed.
we're getting a good deal of voluntary compliance with that, which is good news here in San Antonio.
I see it.
Yeah.
I see it in all in the front yards. Yeah, it's happening. And that's gonna speak to like one of our goals, get the wild, like what you have up at your community, right? The wildfire wise. Yeah. And like you say, we have to get 8 homeowners together.
Oh, really?
to
That's the
organize
number.
that, right? And they don't have to be contiguous, right? It could be houses a little bit apart. So that's a big lift. I mean, I've been trying in my little area. It's tough.
So what do you get if you have 8 homeowners that have Firewise properties?
Well, my pitch to them is just like, hey, look, come a day, if we have a couple of bad years of wildfire and you have your homeowners questioned, or you're on the bubble with your insurance company, being a part of a Firewise community or Firewise group speaks volumes.
And how do you officially become a part of a fire?
You go through their program, you engage with them and they take you step-by-step process. You've got to hit all these different goals, but once you get it, it's worth a lot.
Does it need to be renewed?
They constantly review it. I had a giant community do it and, it was a big lift, but they did it.
Rossmore?
Rossmore did it.
Okay, yeah, it had to be them.
Yeah, they're a Firewise community, all 8,000
Good for
people.
them.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's huge.
it was a big deal, right?
Really big.
Yeah.
Seven to get 8 versus 8,000.
8,000, right? But when London underwriters see that, they go, well, that beats me.
Yeah.
So just getting 8 around my little group of awesome. Anyway, that's all I have. But yeah, I'll have that stuff in writing for you guys next month. Or when next time we meet.
Thanks, Ken. Stan?
Nothing, I was going to, tiptoe around the Hong Kong fires, but it's not on the agenda, so we won't, but I'll just say, don't use bamboo as bad as the, scaffolding. Get that.
Oh,
It was tragic when it happened.
Yeah.
Somebody from my company lost their life.
Really?
I've been out there that type of where it's like.
I've seen it, I've been for it, and it's. I know why they do it, it's available. But low.
can you say China?
In there.
What much different regulations is
Oh,
why
yeah, sure.
we would never tolerate
Or
that.
maybe a regulation.
Go around the world, there was a big fire today. So, yeah, I've been early this morning, 22 people lost their lives somewhere else in the world.
Yeah.
It's nothing like here.
We're so much stricter for good reason.
Okay, John?
All my items were discussed earlier.
Okay, Don?
Captain Berkey touched on a subject that I've been involved with away from San Rafael, and that's mental health for firefighters and first responders. I've been working with Hearts for Heroes USA, which is a group that provides therapy dogs for first responders. And because of my relationship with the founder of Hearts for Heroes, it's also led me to working with now Sac Metro Fire, to learn about their drone program. So, yeah, having fun with firefighters at all different levels, in different locations.
Thank you. Okay, all right, and my report is just a huge, well, first off, I'm sorry that I was late
No
today. That
apologies,
was, I
you
was so stressed driving. But I also want to say thank you to all of you. It's been an honor to serve as the chair. I really love the way that we rotate it every year, and I've learned a lot during the past year and really appreciate everybody's involvement with all the different things that we've done. And we set some goals, and maybe for the upcoming year, we'll set even more ambitious goals. I love Firewise. That's a great idea. And just continuing to help with the foundation. I think that's one thing where, like I said earlier, we're just seeing really concrete benefits and impacts to the community through the fireboat and through the drone. And that's, you know, what more can you do from that if we're really helping the entire team with more enhanced tactics for fighting fires? That's fantastic. So hopefully we can continue all that. But I just wanted to say thank you. It's been a lot of fun, and look forward now to kind of getting back to just my role as a commissioner member at large.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Community for coming out.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
All right. So Chief, sorry, we took so long
No.
to get here to the chief's report.
Great, a lot of good dialogue and information that you shared. That's great. Thomas, the first thing I want to bring up before we forget is the lighted boat parade.
Yes, thank you for the reminder. The department has decorated the fireboat with lights and made it very festive, and will be participating in the lighted parade this Saturday at the canal. We have invited city council to join us, but we'd also like to extend that invitation to you all to join us fireboat. If you would like to bring your family, I'm sure that can be arranged as well. So that will be They will be meeting at Loch Lomond at 5 p.m. Dress warmly. And,
How many people can get on the fireboat?
Chief Hatfield said that life jackets for at least 20, so quite a few. It holds quite a few. But we will, as many life jackets as we have. So if you're interested in that, reach out to myself and I can put in touch with Chief Hatfield and we can make sure that you can. So if you're interested in participating.
Thank you, appreciate it. Not too much to add to tonight's report. The report pretty much stands on its own. Two things I wanted to mention. It does say that we would provide you with an update on the firefighter memorial project at Station 55. The fire safe garden, I believe, is completed. The memorial project work is still in progress, and we'll give you plenty of advance notice when that is completed. There'll be a ceremony that the chief will preside over, and you'll all be invited to that. So probably early 2026. And just really, I want to touch on the BLS pilot program that Chief Hatfield is overseeing. That is now in the orientation phase for the new employees, with kickoff expected early January 2026 of our BLS ambulance. And I just really want to throw a lot of credit at Chief Hatfield for getting this project launched. I think this is going to be just a tremendous asset to the agency and the community. Many have compared it to the SAFE program that the PD launched for those who are challenged in the community and need more frequent assistance. It has provided a great deal of relief to the PD and indirectly to fire as well. It responded to a lot of those calls for assistance to those in the community that are unhoused who need more attention. I think the BLS ambulance is going to kind of do the same thing on the EMS side. It's going to allow the paramedic ambulances to remain in service and available more of the time for those more emergent calls, those that require ALS care, allowing the EMS ambulance to take, the BLS ambulance to take those to the hospital that are obviously less critical, that are a BLS category, basic life support that EMTs can accommodate. So I think it's good for the community. It also provides a port of entry into the department at the EMT level, which I personally feel is important. Paramedic is a very difficult certification to individually achieve. A lot of the people in the community don't have the means or the wherewithal to achieve that. It's very expensive. It takes a lot of time. EMT is a one semester course that you can get at College of Marin. And so what this does is it allows people, kind of like we get the explorers in at that level. Now we get interested candidates at the EMT level into the agency for our BLS ambulance program. It allows them to get into the agency, get more experience, more training, more opportunity. It enables the fire department to observe these individuals to see who we might want to consider for future employment opportunities at the firefighter or paramedic level. So it's just good all around. It has no negatives. It's all positives. So I'm personally very excited to see it happen. And again, I want to just commend Chief Hatfield for all the efforts that he put forward to getting it up and running.
And may I add, trickle down effect, hopefully 55 and 56 can stay in service.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it reduces the dependence on the cross-staffed ambulances. So it leaves those engine companies in service and those stations staffed rather than vacated because the crossover ambulances had to leave to go on call somewhere else in the city.
So it's one ambulance and where's that based?
It's going to be based out of Station 51,
Yeah.
right? Mhm.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Up and going.
Anyhow, everything else on the report is pretty much routine. Don't really need to waste your time with anything else. So those are the two things I wanted to note on. Okay.
Okay, so with that, unless there's any other business, we're adjourned at 5:40 p.m.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.